Hey everybody, this is Miss Ladd again. I'm going to go through this step by step and we're going to talk about this video game idea. Probably should show you the working code first. When we hit the start button, it goes to the game screen. And here we can see the first question, Charizard, and then G-Man. If I get this done in a certain amount of time, this will allow me to add myself to the top scores. So I might need to update that data in the back end so that we can see that in action. But we'll see that in action as we start building this. When we hit play again, let's see if maybe I can get this done really fast. 85, Nathan Drake, and PBUG. So now you can see if I do it really fast, I get a top score. That's just because I have a lot of data in the score area. So I can just and you can see I've done a bunch of these. I'll just do testy and say add my name. And now you can see it's in the third place. I purposefully put one at the top. I gave it a score of 4, even though there's only 3 questions, just to kind of make sure that this was testing properly. And if I want to, I can just play again, just like I did before. So that's what we're building right now. So here we're going to start out with our global variables. These are variables that will store data that all functions can access, since they are not in a function. Score, since we know that we are going to do a game, right, and we're going to have to keep track of scores, well, I need a score, and it needs to start at 0. I'm going to call this D, which stands for date. So this is going to store the date object. Start time. We're just going to create global variables up here for certain things that we're going to need to set at specific times. Started. Okay, so the start time is going to be when the player starts. Next is going to be the end time, because this is going to make a difference in our scores. Value of when the player finishes. So far, Q. And Q is going to store what question we're on. So which QID array, which is actually going to get stored in a different variable in just a moment. Var, and this is going to be IDs. Now, I'm probably going to have to set, actually, I need Q to equal 0, my apologies, first, because it's always going to be start at the first element of an array. IDs, we're going to use get column. Now, mind you, this doesn't have any data yet, so we'll fix that in just a moment. IDs equals get column. The 2 arguments of get column are our table and what column we're getting. Trivia table, underscore table, and comma ID. So we're getting the ID of that table, of that element from that table. And it's going to store an array of the IDs from the trivia table. Now, mind you, if I run this right now, it's going to give me an error because I have no trivia table. I'm going to finish the global variables and then import the data for the trivia table. Var correct answer just equals double quotes. Empty, an empty string. Okay. So in order for this to run without an error, I need to import table data. So let me do that right now. So let's go over to data. Table name, I don't have any tables, right? So I'm going to first need to do the following. Trivia underscore table. I'm going to add it. Now I can go through and add all the different columns just manually, but I happen to have a table. I will go get that table. Okay. So I am going to include this trivia table for you. I expect you to create your own data in this regard. But I'm going to go ahead and import a CSV. And I'm going to go and get my table. Actress movies, nope. Where's it? Trivia table. There it is. Yes. All right. So here you can see all of the items that I have here. I have the question. I have whatever the correct answer is. And then these kind of distractor answers. And that's all that's in this table. It's just like, what is the question? And then you can see like, here's all the IDs. So by knowing what ID a particular question is, I can load the question, I can load the answer, the proper answer, and then I can load these other answers as well. There are 10 rows of data here. You can do 10 rows or more. You can do 10 rows or less. But I think, if I remember correctly, the rubric says 10 rows of data for 3 in that score or in that area. So double check the rubric because, memory's faulty. Go back to data all the time, always. I, am honor bound to follow the rubric. So, and that's how I score you guys, because I truly believe that rubrics help you be free from bias. Very important when trying to be fair, and fairness is important to me. So make sure you guys always look at the rubric. That's how I score you. Okay. So this is the data that's going to be in our IDs. So let's go to code. So right now, if I were to run this and then call IDs from the console, it would give me the column of IDs. So if I hit run and then I call IDs in the console, I'm just going to get an array of 1 through 10. Now I could do this in order, but I put the shuffle array in here on purpose so that I could then turn around and shuffle the array. So let's do that. So we can just call shuffle array by its name, and then I can pass it the array. That's going to be IDs, and it should just return the IDs back to line 7. So let's just call it console.log, and then we're going to say IDs. So just like as if I'd done this from here, right? We'll get that. So let's go ahead and reset, run. And so now you can see my IDs are in a different order. So this is going to allow me to just go out and shuffle the IDs, and then that way I can just say, okay, we're going to start with 4, we're going to do 5, we're going to do 9. And we can set this length of values to whatever length we want. So right now in my demo, IDs dot length, we're going to set its value to 3. And this will just cut off that thing. So it won't have a full 10, it'll just be like 3. And then we can go iterate through the array, the whole array, like normal. So take a look at this. Reset, run, and you can see I only have 3 IDs. And they are random from that larger array. So basically the first 3 IDs that came out in the shuffle were 4, 9, and 10. We have our shuffle array. So really what I need to do is kind of advance to the next item. I'm going to show you the design aspect of this, and then we'll start working the next one. So here, this is the home screen, right? This is our start buttons. The start button should take us to the game screen. This is what the game screen looks like. You can see we have the question, we have answer 1, answer 2, answer 3, and answer 4. We're going to shuffle the answers so that they appear randomly. Next, we have the end screen. So this is where our top scores show up. We will be also adding this add player screen, and this will have a specific functionality. We will get to this towards the end, but I thought I'd just kind of give you a brief overview of what the different screens look like. So let's program this button. Easiest thing to do, of course, is to click on the button, go to Events, click on the Insert and Show Code. Okay, so down here where it says Event Listeners, hey, look at this. I have my event listener. But what's the first thing we're going to do? We're going to advance to the game screen. So Set Screen, and then the name of the screen is Game Screen, semicolon. So let's just do that. See if it works. Hit run. There's our console.log from our array. Hit start. And yep, we go to the game screen. The next step is going to be populating these pieces of information. So I'll see you in the next video.